Let's see quick demo of role-based authorization. So I'm just opening here my Blazor app, and also this Blazor app integrate with web API, and also API also protected with role-based authorization. So there is a few components over here like product list, weather, and access token. So that product list actually that you can go inside with authentication, but after that if you are unable to do add and edit because that required some specific role. So if you are not particular role, you are not able to do anything. Same things we are a weather forecast. So in the weather forecast actually we require that administrator role. So using only administrator role you are allowed to go to this page, and this access token actually once the authentication, so you are able to get see that. So let's see that how actually work in that case. So simply without do anything, if I just click anywhere in this component, so it is asking to log in. Same things for weather forecast. So once you click in that, so it will just redirect to your login page, so you have to logged in. So what I will do, simply I can just logged in over here first. So I'll use this with the login with the visitor user, which currently I just assigned two role, visitor and administrator. So let me logged in first visitor role. So this is my logged in. So once you're logged in, now see I'm just logged in. So now authentication, now authorization. So for authorization, if I just click that product list, so once I see, now I'm able to see my product list, because this product list able to give any roles, right? So that's why they are able to access. So only authentication you're able to see, but once you try to add and delete, so they are required some special administrator role. So let me try to something like, for example, test price something and something description. So once you try to this visitor role to add, and now let me just continue, by mistake it's a debug mode. So yeah, once you continue, now you are able to see you are unable to do that just because of forbidden. So that's why that is actually you are not have a specific role. Okay, same things if I go to this is a visitor role. So if I go to that weather forecast, see it is clearly says access denied just because you don't have permission, administrator permission, and you are able to see your token, whatever your user token, so you are able to see the token. Same things I will try with the administrator role. So log out, and if I just logged in again with administrator, so what is my administrator user? So this is my administrator user, and if I just pass that my credentials and sign in, so now I am an administrator, so I can see this is my token. And if I go to that product list, I'm able to see product list, as well as if I try to add some list, like for example ice cream. So if I ice cream 20 or something like that ice cream, and once you add, okay, again it's that. Okay, let me just continue. So see, new item got created because this add and edit and delete everything actually based on this administrator role. So that's why it's allowing. And once you continue, yeah, I'm able to update as well, and if I want to delete, so I can delete as well. Same things for if you are have that administrator role, so you have to access for this weather component. So once you click the weather component, now see you are able to see your weather forecast component with this data. So yeah, that we will implement in this session, like role based authentication and authorization. So same things also we have already protected, so both way will work, like role based authentication in our web application as well as your API. So let's moving to start implementation. So before I start to implementation, I'm especially recommend if you first time visit my channel, which is .NET real world example, and here this authentication session. So last time I just built this authentication session with this API and web app. So I'm especially recommend you have to go through first this authentication, so that you can more idea actually how authentication work, then you have to go with the authorization part. Okay, and if you want to learn more about AI integration or create agent, or front end back end as a full stack developer, or if you want to game development and also, you can learn many things in this channel. So yeah, moving forward to our implementations, so I'll just take same example. which I did last time for authentication. So if you go to my GitHub link, so you will get this repository, keyloak aspire app, right? And in this keyloak aspire app has that front end, back end, and then keyloak hosting environment. So everything is over there. So I'll take same one, so that I'll just continue my thing. So first I'll just clone it and let me open it. Okay, so now I just clone it and open in my Visual Studio. So this is actually that current structure of that application. So I just using Aspire hosting, and here I have this two app. One is that Bab app and another is API. So API actually integrate this Bab app Blazor application. So yeah, actually first we have to run this application and see what we have, and then we will start to authorization implementation. So let me run it. Yeah, application just trying to run. So now all that application is running state, and so once you're running state, so simply you can just open a web application, and once you web application, now see this authentication implementations on over the place. So if you just click anywhere, so it is just asking to, okay, first you have to log in with this protected, or this authentication component. So I just simply can logged in. So let me just logged in. Once you click the logged in, it will appearing here, and I can just use KKP, and yeah, and just provide your credentials over here, and this is my credentials and logged in. So once you logged in, now I'm able to see all the data. I'm easily update or create and all. So see, these are the normal normal user, so which can have anything, right? So this need to implement, like if any specific user, so that should be have a specific role, so that they can do only those responsibility. Like suppose for example this user, right? So this user should not have all that permission. This user should have only this view permission, so only they can view the product list, but they are not able to add and update and delete. So if I trying to add something, like for example here, so I can easily add it, right? So authentication, if you authentication, that is fine, but should be implement authorization as well, the particular user. So yeah, that's see that actually we have to implement. So yeah, so let me just close everything and open your application. Go back to your application here, and first of all, what I need to do, actually I need to now before configurations over here, actually I need to configure two roles in our keyloak, right? So for that, so let me run it one more time. Yeah, so once your keyloak hosting is ready, it is a running state. So let me open it, because we have to add our roles over here. And so for add your roles, actually we require that administrator role permission in a keyloak. So previously I think I just create for admin and admin, whatever, actually you can just use it. So once you go here, go to the manage, go to your realm. So this is my realm for this application, and in here there is a client and all everything, right? So first I'll just create a realm roles. So for here, there we have the default roles over here, but yeah, we have to create for a specific role which we have to use it. So for that, just simply create role and just specify your roles. So first I'll just create one role for administrator, right? And description you can just add anything, so I'll just keep it null. And second one also I'll just create another role. So create another role, and name could be something normal user or visitor and all, right? So I'll just make it a visitor and save it. So once you're done, now if you go to here, now see this two role is available, right? So first you have just create this two role, okay? And once you create this role, you have to assign that particular role this particular user, right? So suppose I have one user, go to that user section, and this is that one user which I want to make it a administrator. So I want to assign that user that role in this particular user, right? So for example, if I go to this user and that's role mapping, go to that role mapping, and in this role mapping assign role just realm role, okay? And in this realm role, whatever role you have to assign, so you can just assign. So for example, if you want to add multiple role, you can multiple role, but yeah, this time I will use that administrator, and simply I can just assign. Okay, so now this user has this administrator or role, right? So that is done. Okay, so once you provide the administrator role, so this kkp user has that administrator role, correct? Okay, so yeah, I think that is good for this assignation part. Second things actually you can do, like suppose you have to create a new user, right? So that new user should be assigned by default role. Okay, it's a default role. So for that, what you can do, simply you can go to that realm settings here, go to the realm settings, and in this realm setting you have to go to that login, and in this login you have to just set this configuration user registration set, so that once you use your application, always it will provide that user registration form where you can registration the user. Okay, so this is first setting. Second, you have to go to here and click on that user registration. So once you go to that user registration, here you have to just assign, go to the role, realm roles, and in the realm roles you can just set the visitor, so that whenever you just try to create any roles, any user registration, so it will assign this default visitor role. So simply you can just assign that, and that pretty much good for here. Okay, so now we want to test, like if I want to use in our application, if I just create new user, so that new user should be registered with this visitor role. Okay, so that we want to test. So go back to your application over here and go to your this application, like open your blazor web application, and simply what I'll do, I'll just simply click the logged in button, and this logged in button, see there's an option to new registration. So let me try to register new user, and in here for example kkp visitor. Okay, so make it this name kkp visitor, and whatever your password you want, so I'll just make it the default password, and confirm password also make it same, and email also just make it same, kkp visitor @gmail.com, and first name is visitor, and last name is kkp. Okay, and simply you can just register. So once you registered, so actually now I don't, I need to get that key, right? So token. So based on the token I will show you what exactly assign that role. So either two way, actually you can just inspect and get the token on this network, or not a network, actually in this application center. So instead of that, I'll just create a component which can show me a token. Okay, so for that I can just simply use this token component which I already just created. So in here in this paste section I can simply paste my token component. So see, this is the token component, which nothing special, just using this ISTTP context accessor, and based on this actually I can get the retrieve the token. Okay, so once you authentication, your component is authentication, then it will retrieve your token. That's it actually, and that also I can just use in our nav menu, right? So that I can get that from that nav menu. So go to your nav menu and just use this token component as a navigation. Yeah, that's it, and just refresh this and go back to your browser. See, I am able to see the access token. Once you click that, okay, might be required this restart properly, because I just using. So yeah, let me try to close this and just save it and run it again. Okay, once you're done, let me open a web application, and if I just logged in with that new user which we have just created, so kkp visitor, and just remove this, and my default password is test at the rate 123, and sign in. So once you sign in, go to the access token. Now see, I'm able to see that access token without inspect and all. So that is easy actually to see. So this is my access token, and then just to copy and go to the JWTO. I want to show you actually one thing. So open a JWTO, and simply your token you can just paste it over here. So I think it should be take some time to load, so let's wait. Okay, so once you load properly your JWT site, just paste it over here, and once you paste it, now see, it is just decoded actually your token. So once you scroll down, and you can able to see over here this role access. See, so currently whatever role you are just providing, right, so all that role is available over here. So as I just assign any new user actually, which should be assigned by default a visitor, right, so that is available over here because we have just created a new user, right, so that's why it's a visitor. And also if you logged in with this administrator role user, so you will able to see the administrator, right. So there is a one problem actually. See, actually they by default creating using this role accessor and inside these roles. Okay, so that is actually not correct for your web application, because that web application mechanism required not inside object. Okay, so they have to required in this role, in this root label, right. So that you have to change it. So how we can change it to this this way, like if in the root label array, right. So for that again you have to go to here in this keylog website. So open it again and just logged in with this your administrator user, log it in, and once you logged in, go to your this one on here, go to manage and use your current one, and once you go to that current one, go to your client scope. Okay, so in this client scope, you scroll down, you're able to see this is that role section, right. So go to that inside the role section, and in this role section you can go to that mapper, and in this mapper there is a realm roles, right. So click on the realms roles, and you can see the token name. See, this is a token name, so which currently we have that we just providing other root object and then specific things, right. So that we have to change it to simply other roles, because our authentication, our web application or blazor application actually expect only roles in the root label, role only, not a roles. Okay, so that make sure you have to use this token name as a roles first things, and other things also actually you just simply a few configuration you have to set if it is does not have. So first of all, token claim name you just change it. Second, add id access token, right. So this is that add to id token, which you have to allow, means it should be on. And also add to access token, which should be on. These two things you should to on, right. And yeah, one more thing actually you have to just set, okay, yeah, add to token inspection, and also you should allow add to user info. I think this four setting you should to on it. Okay, so yeah, I think that pretty much good with this role mapping setting. And once you're done, just save it. Okay, so once you save it, now if you go back your application, and if you just sign out, and I just sign in again with this kkp visitor and pass your credentials. So my credentials would be this, and logged in. So once you logged in, go to that access token and just simply you can just copy from here, make sure is correct root mapping, actually role mapping is here, so that I want to just simply replace your JWT over here. And if you scroll down, see, now finally we made the change, right, role mapping in the token correctly. So this should be as expected your web application. So role, and inside this role actually, right. So that once you made these changes, so now you have to made your web application, right? So go back to your web application, so go to here and go to your web application project and go to that program.cs file, and this program.cs file, if you scroll down, previously we just configured over here for that authentication, but we have to map it authorization as well. So inside this, see, previously we use this registration claim name as a name, and then also we have that property inside here, like option dot row token parameters, and in here we have that property is role claims type. Okay, so what kind of type actually you have to just use? So see, over here as a string, you can just pass it as a string. So yeah, sometime if you passing over here, see, so sometime is working actually. I face which I just faced, which I want to show you my experience. So using this actually sometime is working, sometime is not working. Okay, so for this better solution actually we can use, instead of this, we have that claim type claim type we can use this claim type system.security.claim type dot roles. Okay, so this is actually expected this schema Microsoft identity claim roles. So that actually perfectly working fine for me. So but yeah, so just try with this roles. If it is working, that is fine. If it is not, so yeah, I just recommend to use this claim dot roles. Okay, so this is one thing actually you can just simple way, actually this is the simple way, just one line changes for role authentication. So whatever role in your token, they will actually that validate using this claim role type. Okay, and other things also actually you can just modify in here, like if it is also, if it is not working this way, so that another is that is actually optional. So you can use this line of code. Let me uncomment this. Okay, so this is another way actually, this role configuration, which you can just create a event, and this event especially you have to assign this whatever roles, find these roles using this roles, and this is assigned in the roles. Okay, so this is another way actually you can just utilize, but yeah, that is optional. So I'll just mark its commented code over here, so that once I push these changes you can able to see, and also if required you can utilize this. Okay, so that's it actually for this role mechanism. So you can just configure and all, the configuration part is done. Now we have to restrict our component to specific rules, right? So for that you can go to that particular component, suppose for example product component. Okay, so this product component, what kind of role you want to assign? So I want to assign, as of now, see, only authorize person, authorize authentication. I'm able to see this uh, complete things, right? But what I'll do, I can just assign, if we required, I can assign that specific roles on this component. So yeah, I think I'll just keep this product as a this way only, but go to that weather forecast, like weather component. Here we will restrict directly using this attribute. So how we can do that? So let me give that one, like for example there's an attribute, so which can restrict it our component this way. So here see, I'm just using authorization and just bring that namespace, and I just restricted this component, like whatever component, only administrator role can access this component, right? So like this way actually you can just set it, or if you don't use this way, so this is also fine. But if you want, so I think you can just specify here also as a role. So particular way actually you can just use as a role, so that particular section you can just define, okay, this particular section actually which role you have to allow, right? So this is one way, this is another way. Actually, whatever way, it is a blazor concept. So if you new for this blazor concept, so I especially recommend go to my channel. You will get that complete session of authentication, authorization in blazor, so that you can. But yeah, as of now, I'll just keep it this. Okay, and additionally nothing to do over here, but yeah, additionally also you can just add more check over here. Like for example, previously we just check, okay, only authentication user access this API, but if you want, you can just additionally add more check. Like for example, this, like, is the whatever user has this is role, if it is have this administrator role, so only that time they can able. So this is just additional check. Okay, so once you're done, I think it is pretty much good. And yeah, also you can taken care every anything, like if you get any exception and all, so you can just taken care over here. So yeah, that we will do later, but yeah, I think for uh, demonstration perspective, I'll just check it, okay, if it is working or not first. And yeah, and one more thing, actually I want to over here. Okay, I just protected this and product API. So in this product API, what I sorry, product component, uh I think it's fine, sufficient. But yeah, if we can do something better for this restriction part, yeah, I think pretty much good over here. So let me try and see what happened. And same things actually, you don't need to do anything in the API part. Okay, the API part will expect that if you have that valid token, right, so that will work in the same, no configuration change, but only you can just restrict your API. Like for example, we have that API of product endpoint API, right? So if this product endpoint API, previously we just authenticate only required authorization, a user can allow, right? But if you want to restrict, okay, particular role, so there's an attribute actually. So using that attribute, you can just set, okay, this particular things, like for example, for get, not get, actually for this user, this endpoint, right, like create a new, so that I can just restrict, okay, authorization attribute should be only administrator. So only administrator role can add a new product. Same things for update, same things for delete. Okay, so like this way actually you can restrict. And yeah, I think this pretty much good, and no configuration change this API label, that will work as expected and as the same. And now okay, let me just stop that and run it again, so that whatever configuration and all we just did, so make sure that is properly running from the sketch. So once your application run, let me try to test. Okay, so yeah, I think currently we don't have logged in, so first we have to logged in. If you're not logged in, so definitely it will just once you click, so it will redirect, because we have to provide this access. So yeah, go back and just simply logged in. And first I'll just logged in with this visitor user, which should not have that access for this add and delete. Okay, so let me just logged in with this logged in. Yeah, I'm able to logged in. If you see the token, I can token. And once you click the product list, so I'm able to set product list. But once you try to add a new item, for example this ice cream, and just add 20 and just ice cream, that is fine. And once you add this product, so once you click that, okay, so once you click, see, nothing happened, right? Why it's nothing happened, I can just show you over here. If I can see, okay, nothing also is recorded over here. Why? That I'll show you. Go to that setting, go to our web application, and here, where is my component, product component, and go to that add click button. So where is my add click? Yeah, this is save button, right? So if you see the save button, and just put on the debugger point over here. Okay, and yeah, I think that pretty much good. So go back to application, simply you can just add, So see, my breakpoint is there, and if you just debug over here, see, this is going to else part, and here actually the call your endpoint, right? So where is your endpoint? Your endpoint is here, like your endpoint class, and should be call this create endpoint. So put the debugger point here. Once you continue, your debugging is here, and once you click this and just enter, now see what happened. You are getting this 403 because you are not allowed to do based on your roles, right? The current role is does not match, right? So that's why you are not able to do, and it is returning simply 403. And the current implementation actually it just simply returning null. That's why nothing is happen. It's just keep it the same way, right? So that actually whatever that user experience, so you can just simply throw that your exception over here, and then you can just show it your user. So that is a one way, whatever way actually you can try to do that. But yeah, let me add actually few exception over here, handle exception, so that the user can see that message and all, right? So yeah, let me, okay, so instead of wasting time, right, so I just simply see, I just just put on try catch. So any issue and all, so simply just throw the exception so that user can take this exception message and all and show it over here. Just simply try catch. So all that method I just using try catch a block and get that exception. This is one things you have to do that to get that exception message to show that user experience. And second things, go to this product list, okay, and here also currently if you get that any error and all, right, so you can just show it or binding your component, right? So for that also you can just simply just decorate such a way, right? So it can just simply whatever message you want to show it over here, right? So I'll just simply go back to your product here, and I can just replace this. That's it. Okay, and nothing is special, like just simply close this. Over here you can see I just create a new error message over there, and that message actually once you any error I just using try catch block, and that message I just simply print it over here. That's it. Okay, same things for all that other other call as well. So this way actually we can easily capture this message and show it to the user. And same things I can do for our weather forecast. So in weather forecast, sorry, weather client, is there anything? See, I think we don't need to anything, but yeah, simply I can just decorate over here such a way so that we can easily capture over here. Yeah, so see, I'm just simply changing over here slightly over here, like for example capture the error message, and if any error message is occurring over here, so storing over here. So this is the way actually handle that message to user perspective, and that is done. Okay, yeah, and one more thing actually I want to show you. Okay, yeah, that I will to show you once you run it. So simply I can just refresh it and see if it is reflected or not. So if it is not reflected, definitely we will restart this application. So yeah, let me try to go back and again just try to another one. For example, ice cream and 30 and ice cream. So once you add product, now see, I'm getting that clearly exception. Okay, what is that issue and all? So I'm just get that, okay, you are not allowed to do that. So that you can just change it your message to user perspective, but you are not able to do anything over here, right? So see, message is over there. If I try to edit, and also if I just try to edit, you are not able to do that. So that means only administrator user can allow to do that, so that we will check. And same things we can try with this weather component. So click on that weather component. Now see, one issue over here, like it is clearly says access day night, but that user perspective, this is not correct, right? Miss like user not able to see, okay, why it's access denied and there is a no clear message and all, right? So for that, what you need to do in this way, because by default actually once you are not able to access, so it will redirect to this page. So the solution is over here. You can just create this component so that once you redirect this page, so user can see clear message. Actually you are not able to do that, right? So let me just create that component also in this here. So I have already that component, so let me copy this and just paste it over here. Just a simple component actually. So just create a access denied component and decorate a route for this account access denied, and just decorate actually what message you want to show it over here. That's it. Okay, and also this navigation to go back to here and just refresh this, go back to your application, and yeah, go back to here, and once you click again this weather forecast. Okay, so I think this time we need to refresh. So yeah, let me just close this and run it. Okay, so my application got running. Click on and just simply logged in first, right? So yeah, before logged in, if you just click, so it will just asking to log in. So first let me try to log in with the visitor user. So kkp visited and that credential and sign in. Okay, so once you sign in, so if I just click this, so I am able to see, but not able to do that because it is a visitor user. But once you click the weather forecast, now see, I'm just clearly see that message. That means you are not access to this page, right? Because this page only access for administrators. So for that, what I'll do, I'll just simply logged out, right, and simply logged in with this admin user. So for admin user, I think we set this user to as admin, and password would be the same, and sign in. And if I see this token, let me verify this token has this admin user or not. So copy this and go back to here, your JWT site, and just replace this. If you scroll down, yeah, so see, this administrator role is available for this user. And now if I go to that product list, so let me try to add a new item for this user, because this user has administrator. So let me try to this and add. So once you add, now see, new item got created because it is allowed just because of administrator. And if I want to edit, I can edit also with this new item, save. Yeah, so new item got updated. Even if I want to delete something, so I am able to delete as well. So that means this role based access mechanism is working fine. Same thing, we will test this component because this component also allow only administrator user. So once you click the weather forecast, now see, I am able to see that particular component along with the data, right? So this is how actually you can just implement your role-based authentication with keylock and easily to protect your application role base. And also I'll show you like how actually working in your API. So if you just see, there's a couple of API as well which we just protected. So if I just swagger, I don't know if swagger is available or not. So yeah, it's swagger available, and see there's a endpoint. So this post and put and delete, right? So they have that administrator user. So for checking perspective, what I'll do for testing and checking, so just let me logged out and log in with this visitor user so that we can test it. Okay, visitor user have uh, can do directly on the API side or not. So kkp visitor, and this visitor I can just simply visitor test 123 logged in. So I'll take that token because I just logged in for the token, copy this token and open as a postman. Okay, and this is that API which is just running over here, but we have to make sure what is the endpoint. So endpoint is 7403. So that you need to change in here 7403. So 7403, and yeah, this authentication, go to that authentication, change your token, right? So okay, first, without whatever this old token or does not send the token, what will happen? Okay, so that after that we will provide our token. Okay, so for that actually I just go to that body, and this body, okay, this is get call actually, so I have to go to that post call. Yeah, this is post call, and if I go to the body, yeah, I want to add this new item, but I want to change this port 7403. This is 7403. Oh my god, so this is not correct. 7403. And if I'm not changing that token and all, whatever that existing token, right? So in this case what will happen, so that I want to show you. So if I just simply send, okay, it is not connecting just because of, see, I just using 7403, but also you can, if you observe, I'm using HTTP, but that application actually running is two port, right? One is HTTP and another one HTTPS. So if you go back here, see, HTTPS using 4043, but for HTTP it is using 5318, right? So yeah, just go back to your postman, actually that 5318, I think this is that correct. 5318, yeah, so this is that correct. And what I'll do, I can simply test it this now. Okay, so once you test it, now see, if you invalid token and all, or if you don't have as a valid token, so it will tell you, okay, it is unauthorized. Okay, because you are passing wrong token, or if you don't pass any token, so definitely you will get that 401. And if you have that token, valid token, but does not have that role authentication, means proper role, so in this case what happens? So let me just pass that, visitor token, visitor user token, and if I just send it over here, see, authentication now is allowed to authentication, but authorization is failed, so that's why it's providing 403, which is a forbidden, right? And once you pass that valid token with the valid user, so that time it will get success. So how we can check it, how can verify it? So go back to your application, just logged out, and if I just logged in with this particular user, which is that administrator user, so kkp and test at the rate 123, sign in and go to the token section, copy the token, go back to your here, go to authorization section and paste it over here, and you can simply send. So once you send it, now see, new record got created, and same things you can check your here as well, get call. So yeah, I think 5318, so let me just change 5318, and this is also won't allow to you because you are not passing the token. So let me pass that valid token and send back, and you are able to see that new user is available over here, and that same user also you can check in your application as well. So if you go here, product list, and you can just simply, okay, this is, yeah, this is that new user, a new t-shirt, right, which we just created over here. So yeah, I think this is t-shirt only, yeah, t-shirt only. So yeah, I think that is the way actually you can just protect your web application using the role-based authorization. And yeah, that pretty much good. And yeah, one more thing actually I want to add in this here, so that it looks pretty good, like that home component, right? So if you go back and just go to here, get to your as a document perspective actually, to understand like how it is working, and also simply I can just use this component. It's just nothing, just decorate like whatever the component we have and whatever the specific role we are trying to allow here, so that we have just decorate. And if I just restart and go back to here. See, this is a looks good, right, for the demonstration perspective. So yeah, I think that pretty much good for role-based authentication, so which can that protect your application API and all everything. It's a very minimal change and all. So yeah, that's all for this session. Thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.